It is the day before. I'm starting my 10-day reset tomorrow, and I just wanted to do a bit of a check-in, I guess, before I start with the reasons why I'm doing it. So number one, as you can probably see, my skin is just not playing ball. It's really red, it's really raw. I've always had rosacea across my nose, so I've always had a really red nose generally anyway, but now I've got this acne which kind of popped up after regionals. So my skin is probably the main reason I want to do this reset, because it's just been playing games with my mindset, and I just want to get on top of it. Apart from that, I've been traveling a lot, and my body is just fried. I'm really bloated. I'm not going to the toilet regularly, so once every 2 days maybe, when I used to be twice a day. I am getting ulcers all across the top of my mouth, which is really uncomfortable and very unusual for me. I'm not sleeping well. I usually get 8 hours straight through with no interruption. I'll be lucky to be having 6, and I've been doing a lot of flying the last few weeks and months as well. And I just feel like shit and I'm sick of it. So I'm taking the next 10 days to completely reset myself, and I'm gonna take you through it all. So I'm going to be eating 2 meals at home and 2 meals out. Quick disclosure, I hate grocery shopping. I hate everything to do with buying food and making it and cooking it. So I'm gonna try and make this as pain-free as possible and do all my shopping in one go and freeze it and have everything I just need for the 10 days. Otherwise I'm gonna lose the plot. So that's the benefits of living in Asia with amazing food everywhere. My friend Bart let me try one of his little juice things, so I'm just gonna grab a couple and I'm just gonna start my day with them. I really like the flavor, and there's just heaps of good stuff. Get a big shop up, and I'm going to prep all my stuff for the week or for the 10 days. And I'm a big fan of freezing things because it's just easier and more fun. So I'm gonna actually cook all my breakfasts and like pre-breakfasts, and yeah, show you what it looks like. The next 10 days is just about getting as much good food in as possible. I'm not counting calories, I'm not counting macros. I'm just sticking to really basic, get the nutrients in plan. So I start my day with a smoothie because I'm lazy, and then I'll train, and then I'll come back and have breakfast. It is day 2 and just got to Wanderlust here in Bali. Time for some training. Morning! There is a massive class going on in the background, so we're going to tuck ourselves over in the corner and do some upper body today. Okay, so that thing just took me 44 minutes and 38 seconds exactly, with a little bit of sticking around in the middle. But My whole goal for this next 10 days with my training is to actually find what my weaknesses are at the moment, and guaranteed, since regionals, everything's a bit of a weakness, but just really pinpointing all those specific areas that I need to program for coming into my strength block. I noticed my core was just really weak, not stabilizing at all. So that's something I'm really going to focus on moving forward. So I'm going to have a little bit of a cool down now, a little bit of a meditation, and then the day is mine. Back for breakfast number 2. I've got some eggs, mushrooms, tomato, kale, and a little bit of oats because I love them. So I'm a really big fan of not making food any more complicated than it needs to be, and taking the decision-making process out of your everyday food, and just having a menu that you roll through every week. It just makes it that much easier. It's like Steve Jobs wearing the same clothes to work every day. It just takes that meaningless decision-making process out of your day so you can free up some headspace for important stuff. So I pretty much eat the same thing every day. I mix up the nutrients and those kind of things, but it's super basic. I'm not worried too much about nutrient timing at the moment because I'm not trying to be an athlete, and nutrient timing is something that is really one of the majoring in minor things for a lot of people. If you aren't doing twice a day training sessions or trying to have a really specific athletic goal, then it doesn't really play a huge part. So it's really not part of my process as I go through this reset. Meanwhile, I wouldn't usually eat breakfast on my bed. I usually eat outside, but the dude next door is smoking and I hate smoke. So I'm sitting on my bed, listening to my music. My apologies, I smashed my meal before I actually showed you, but I'm here at Beetle Nut. This is my meal. Fish, pumpkin, salad, few beans, and some edamame on the side. I am eating out for 2 meals every day, and I think it pays to mention that whenever you are following a particular meal plan for a certain reason, if you normally eat out in your everyday environment, then eat out. Force yourself into situations where people might peer pressure you into having another beer, or eating their leftovers, or having chips as a side instead of a salad. If that is part of your social norm, then practice it, and practice it so much that you get into those situations, you don't even think about it. You just go, no thanks, that's cool. Try not to hibernate when you are following a certain meal plan, because it just, again, reinforces the fact that you can't make adult decisions when you're out and about. And most people get out and about. Meanwhile, just quickly, another reason I love being in Bali is because they let you change things on the menu and don't have a hissy fit when you do. This was rice, I changed it for pumpkin, and there was cheese, and I just asked for no cheese. But moral of the story is, don't be afraid to ask people to not put something on your plate if you don't want it on your plate. I love sleep. And recently my sleep has been really interrupted, quite short, and I've seen the response that my body has made because of it. So this 10 days sleep is a really big priority of mine. There's a few really basic things that make me sleep really well. Really cold room is one, so the aircon is blasting. And having no light. So this is what it looks like when I sleep. Pitch black, no light. If I'm being really anal, I will put band-aids on all the electrical lights that are shining, but I actually can't reach it. but I would normally. I find creating that sleep environment is so important for me to get a good sleep. And when I do get a good sleep, and a good sleep for me is 9 hours, I feel great on 9 hours. I wake up lean, and I have heaps of energy through the day. And your time will be different. Everyone will be different and feel really good. But I guarantee you 5 hours is not enough. Good morning. Today I'm going to take you through my water consumption. It's very exciting. But before I leave the bed every day, I have a bottle of water next to my bed, and I have 500 mils. So that's before I leave my bed. I don't get up until I've drunk my 500 mils of water. But I find this is a really good start to my day because I'm generally really dehydrated in the morning, and I do like to have a coffee. So if I don't smash the water before I have coffee, I'm like even more dehydrated. It just sets a really good tone for the rest of the day. In Bali, you can't drink the water, so we've got to go and get big stashes from the Quickie Mart, which is kind of good because it allows you to see how much you're drinking every day, so that's always nice. Also, saves on plastic bottles. Win-win. As a general rule of thumb, I try to have about 4 liters of water a day. And that is the one thing that kind of stayed staple throughout all my flying and traveling and that kind of thing. It's always just been a easy to do thing for me, but for those of you who it isn't easy for, I am a big fan of always carrying a drink bottle that actually has measurements on the side. It's just an easy way to keep track of how much you're actually drinking. And I don't know if you can see, it's kind of jazzed. So I've just got some strawberries, some mint and ice in there. It just gives it a little bit of flavor and it's a little bit more delicious. It's day 6 of the reset and I'm having a rest day from the gym just to give my body a chance to recover and relax. So I've just given myself a step count target for the day, and that's all I'm going to try to hit. Apart from that, relax, restore, recover, all the good stuff. Just wanted to say a quick little word about coffee. I have been drinking it through this 10 days. I did stop though for the first 3 days. Now this was because personally I had become really dependent on it, and it wasn't actually affecting me like it used to. So I wasn't actually feeling stimulated when I drank it. I think I was probably having 4 cups of coffee a day when we were in Nepal, and the same when we were in Sydney. And it wasn't even touching the sides. I wasn't feeling it at all. So I cut it out for the first 3 days. And since then, I managed to steal some of Luke's little stash. I hope he doesn't get the shits. But this Before You Speak coffee is the shit. It's super tasty, and since I cut out coffee for those first 3 days, I now only have 1 of these in the morning, and I feel so great for training, and then I feel I haven't felt like wanting one for the rest of the day. So yeah, that's my stance on the coffee. Side note, I just noticed how much better my skin's looking. Huzzah! Wait. Welcome to day 10. The reset is done. I just wanted to show you some before and afters. I am feeling really, really good. The best thing has been my skin. I'm so happy with it, and I know there's like little bits that could be better, but I think I'm gonna keep going with the reset anyway. I feel so much less bloated. I am going to the toilet twice a day. I'm only having 1 coffee now, and I feel really energized all through the day. My appetite is back and it's great. I'm sleeping 9 hours through the day. All of my ulcers are gone as well, and I just feel like a normal human again, and that's really what I wanted. I have clarity. I am excited about the day, whereas before I was just kind of moping through.
So I didn't actually weigh myself in the beginning. I did weigh myself in Sydney though, and I was 66.5 kilos. I probably could have guessed about 2 kilos difference, just knowing my body and knowing how I feel. And it was all water.
So all in all, I'm just really happy with the last 10 days, and I feel so good. I'm just gonna keep going because what I've been doing hasn't been hard, it hasn't been restrictive, and it hasn't gotten in the way of life, which is always nice. So I guess the moral of the story is it really doesn't take long to give your body a platform to thrive off, and it doesn't take juicing or detoxes or any quick fixes. It just needs good food and a lot of sleep and a little bit of sunshine and some sweat.